Last podcast, we had spoken about the concocted terminology of posthumous rhetoric theory. So many places where Prabhupada says that he wanted his disciples to become diksha-gurus.
You can give me all the quotes, one by one, and I will explain. Everybody knew Guru is infallible. It was a default understanding within ISKCON movement. It is only later on all these things have come that Guru can fall down, etc., etc.
If I commit some mistake, I transgress some principle, somebody has to pull my ear, somebody has to pull my shikha and bring me back to the path. So for that, a living Guru is needed.
They went prepared with the question that it is particularly when you are no longer with us is the question. And for that question,
Hare Krishna, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today, welcome back to today's podcast on Struggle for Truth. And on today's podcast, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to His Grace Madhu Pandit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome Madhu Pandit Prabhu. We are very, very grateful to you for giving your precious time for one more podcast. So I'd like to remind you, as well as all our viewers, that in our last podcast, we had spoken about the concocted terminology of posthumous rhetoric theory.
Yes.
And we had a wonderful discussion at that time. And towards the end, you had mentioned that we should talk about all the different places where Prabhupada speaks about wanting his disciples to become gurus. So, and that's, one of the things that the supporters of the unauthorized diksha-guru system in ISKCON say.
Yeah.
That there are so many places where Prabhupada says that he wanted his disciples to become diksha-gurus. So why do we keep aside all that and take just one letter on July 9th and say that that should be the system? So
no, today we will bust that myth.
So we
do not. You can give me all the quotes, one by one, and I will explain from the perspective of Prabhupada what he meant by each of those quotes.
Okay.
Before that, I'll give a preamble to the kind of statements that Srila Prabhupada has made.
With respect to his disciples
wanting to become Guru. There are three categories. One is desire or intent. I wish to, I'm waiting for, I want to, I desire. These kind of statements. And then there is also, in the same connection, there are statements of principle. This is a law of discipline. When I order, you become Guru. These are all principles.
Statements of principles.
Statements of principles. Similarly, there are statements which are direct orders. With respect to initiation, you do like this. Like July 9th letter. So there are three different kinds of statements that we have to differentiate. And it is very essential. You cannot overlap one with the other. You cannot take a wish or a principle, statement of principle or a statement of wish to be same as the order. We'll discuss more about it.
So you are saying there is a statement of a wish or an intent or a desire. Then there is a statement of some kind of principle. And third is an order.
An order.
So
direct order.
We have to differentiate between these three.
Yes. They are not all same. They are not all same. That is very important. To mix up, the biggest confusion happens when we don't see the boundary of each of these. Where to use the principle, where to use the wish, what is the takeaway from the wish, what is the takeaway from the principle, and what is the takeaway from the order. If you just think that, for instance, a wish is an order, it can't be. Because I may have so many wishes. Prabhupada may have so many wishes. But there are so many other criterion to be satisfied before he converts that wish into an order to someone. Just like a father may wish that all my children take over the business. But then that's not an order. Ultimately, father, when he talks of succession of the business, there are so many other criterion he will look into. He doesn't want business to fail. He will ensure that business succession continues. Meaning of succession means the purity or the business should run as it is, or it should expand.
The sons should be capable.
So, question of capability, qualification, all these things the father will check. If he doesn't, he'll keep his wish to himself. He is not going to, just like you see, if you are 18 years old, you are qualified to get a driving license. And if that is a principle. Now, if you take the principle and out of enthusiasm, somebody who is become 18 years old, out of enthusiasm, see, I have to, there's so much driving work to be done. So, let me take the car and go. I have been instructed by my father that it is desirable to know how to drive. For his work only. For his work only. So, I will take the car and create accidents in the road. I'll destroy myself as well as I'll create problems for my father. So, see, you should know the boundaries of, or what is the takeaway from each of this. And accordingly, we should give that much what is due to that statement. That should be taken up and it should be followed. It's an inspiration. Desire, I want to. These are all inspiration for everybody to aspire. No doubt. Because it's a service that the spiritual master wants. So it is aspirational. Aspirational does not mean that somehow now I should, become a guru and initiate people and then create accidents in the road, create problem for guru also, create problem for oneself also. And this is nothing, we are not speculating. This has been happening in ISKCON, left, right, center from 1977.
Yes.
The diagnosis is this mistaken misunderstanding that wish is equal to order. It's not.
Well, playing a devil's advocate, the counter will be like, for instance, taking your own example. The father says, I wish that my son I wish that my son becomes a driver. So, that means that the son has to take his father's desire and he has to learn driving and become a driver. And how does he learn driving and becoming a driver? He has to take the wheel in his hand and drive, and the process of learning how to drive is, you will get into some accidents.
Nowhere in the world driving is learnt by killing people. You go to a plain playground.
Okay, you don't do live driving on the road.
You don't do driving on the road. There is a way. You get trained under, as Prabhupada says. Just see, in Prabhupada, on April 22nd, there is a conversation where Prabhupada says that, no, you become guru. See, you become guru.
So Prabhupada said, become guru.
But you must be but you must be qualified first of all. And then somewhere next, after 3-4 lines, what is the use of producing some rascal guru? Now Prabhupada says, yes, I shall choose some guru. I shall say, see, wish is different. Now you become acharya. You become authorized. I am waiting for that. That means the way the order would come also, Prabhupada said, I will tell you, you become the acharya. And
you become authorized.
You become authorized. I am waiting. Prabhupada is waiting for that. Waiting, wishing, desiring, all that. Next he says, you become all acharyas, I retire completely, but the training must be complete. So unfortunately, it is not Guru's fault that the disciple has not got himself trained and not ready to fulfill his desire. It is not disciple, it is not Guru's fault. Somebody will say, oh, you don't even, Prabhupada didn't have even one capacity to make even one pure devotee or one person qualified for this.
He could not give any diksha-guru to ISKCON.
He cannot give any diksha-guru to ISKCON. No, that is not his disqualification. Huh? Like Prabhupada says in another place, in one conversation, Prabhupada clarifies. If you are incapable of raising yourself to the standard of becoming spiritual master, that is not your spiritual master's fault. By my order, every one of you become Guru. If one cannot carry out the order of Lord Chaitanya, then how he can become Guru? The first qualification is that he must be able to carry out the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So intent is different, fulfillment of that intent is different. So there are several statements where Prabhupada is expressing his intent and desire that everybody should become pure, everybody should become a pure devotee, everybody should become Mahabhagavat, everybody should become liberated. These are aspirations of Srila Prabhupada. Somebody may say, oh, something is better than nothing. If, okay, I cannot do this much, let me at least do this much. That is very dangerous. Certain things, there is nothing like doing this much, and there are no grey areas. When it, like I told you, you know driving means you know driving. If you don't know driving, you don't know driving, you are going to create havoc. So in the same way, that also is another, no, I may not be a pure devotee, I can do something. I can do some service to my spiritual master by taking disciples. How you can take disciples like that? There is a difference between, you can teach somebody, you can be a diksha-guru. And everybody, Prabhupada has given open order. Even diksha-guru needs order. But Prabhupada has given an open order that all his disciples should become diksha-gurus. That means you take up that position and to teach somebody how to progress in spiritual life. That is, don't mistake that to be diksha-guru. Because diksha-guru is something, what is the difference? Diksha-guru and diksha-guru. A diksha-guru gives instruction. He speaks whatever Prabhupada has spoken, he'll speak to everybody and he'll give one class and he'll go away. Or he may answer some specific questions that the devotee has got. He'll go away.
And ISKCON has said Prabhupada is the preeminent diksha-guru for everyone in
Yes,
ISKCON.
Prabhupada has said he already the preeminent diksha-guru. Now, what is the extra thing that a diksha-guru does? There are various things we should understand. Like, for instance, let's start from one by one. Janme janme Prabhu se. That means I am obligated to my spiritual master, and my relationship with the spiritual master is life after life, eternal, including in the spiritual world. There is no doubt about this understanding. Every day we all stand before Prabhupada and we sing Janme Janme Prabhu Se.
Yes, but the supporters of unauthorized diksha-gurus will say that we have an eternal shiksha link with Prabhupada. That's why we sing Janme Janme Prabhu Se.
No, it's not like that. Janme Janme Prabhu Se means when you are standing before somebody, how do you know that you will meet him in the spiritual world? He himself is not liberated. Huh? Janme Janme Prabhu Se. Janme Janme Prabhu Se means that he should have the capacity to follow you Janma Janma, whether you go back to Godhead or you don't go back to Godhead. And Prabhupada states that principle, that the diksha-guru will come down and will take the disciple, will help the disciple to go back to Godhead. That is his responsibility. Just
That's
like in
the
management.
responsibility of the diksha-guru or shiksha-guru.
No, diksha-guru. A diksha-guru. See the level of responsibility difference between shiksha-guru and diksha-guru. Diksha-guru has an obligation vis-a-vis Krishna to take, because everybody is dear to Krishna. Everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna wants all of us back to Godhead. And the spiritual master, diksha-guru, he takes responsibility. I will bring him back to Godhead. It's called deliverance.
So can a Shiksha Guru not play that role? Like Prabhupada is the preeminent Shiksha Guru. As a preeminent Shiksha Guru, can he not play that role of delivering the devotees who may be disciples of XYZ Diksha Guru in ISKCON?
Not just by Siksha, added to that Diksha.
Hmm.
In Diksha, there is direct responsibility and delivering. See, delivering to whom? To Krishna.
Okay.
Only through a pure devotee, only through a confidential associate of Krishna.
Hmm.
Like Prabhupada says, that in our parampara,
Hmm.
the spiritual master is either a very close associate of Radharani, confidential associate of Radharani, or is a representative of Lord Nityananda. Manifested representative of Nityananda Prabhu. So when such is the exalted position of the person who is delivering the disciple to the Supreme Lord, it is not something which is, it is a very personalized service. Personalized service. And for this, the Diksha Guru has this great responsibility, additional responsibility of taking the disciple step by step from where he is to the next step, from next step to the next step. In other words, he has to give personalized realization by observing the disciple's progress. It's a transcendental process. That's why Divya Gyan, it's a process. Diksha is a process. It's not a one-time giving initiation.
In front of a fire.
In front of the fire. It's a continued process. And what is that process? For instance, a disciple to start with, he has to have realization, I am not this body. It has to begin there. He cannot, without realizing that, there's no use in the lesson that, you are this kind of an associate of Lord in the spiritual world. There's no meaning. So from that basic lesson,
you are not the body.
You are not the body. To who you are in the spiritual world. What is your constitutional identity in relationship to Krishna? All this is revealed by Srila Prabhupada. And to reveal that, he takes you step by step, realization what you are not. And then all the great, obstacles that the disciple faces due to his anarthas. Just like different medicines are there for different diseases, ailments.
So we all, medicine is required.
So we all have different kinds of anarthas. I may have certain kind of anartha which is deep, which you may not have. So the spiritual master is always guiding the disciple. That is the spiritual master. That is Diksha Guru. Not one who gives class and goes away and etc. etc. There is an obligation. There is a connection with Janme Janme Prabhu say. And it's a continuous, that's why it's called continuous process. Divya Gyan giving is not one time. It's a continuous process. And that is the kind of, just like you see, Vilomangal Thakur. He just got awakened when the prostitute Chintamani told him, why you are so much attached to this? If you have so much attachment that you have towards the flesh and bones to Krishna, where you would be? He woke up. And note what Prabhupada says. Prabhupada says, at the right moment, his spiritual master said through that prostitute, oh, you are so much attached with this flesh and bones. If you had been attached so much with Krishna, how good you would have achieved. So that is one. Then another place again on the same anecdote of Vilomangal Thakur, Prabhupada says that yet it is said that his spiritual master instructed him through his prostitute. See, prostitute is not his Diksha Guru. Janme, that Prabhupada not even explaining who is that spiritual master. But a spiritual master is operating in his life. Yes, it is said that his spiritual master instructed him through his prostitute. Oh, you are so attracted to me, flesh and bones, etc. Immediately, Vilomangal Thakur resumed his devotional service. And again Prabhupada says in another place with respect to Vilomangal Thakur Leela, spiritual master responsibility is to take the disciple to Krishna until he is able to help him, to help him, to help him. This is the verdict of the Shastras. Just like Vilvamangala Thakur, his spiritual master delivered him taking the shape of a prostitute. So, the principle that the diksha-guru, it's a very, 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 very deep connection. It's an eternal connection. For an eternal connection, the person has to be eternal. Okay, I am eternal, I am soul, I am spirit person in this body. But spiritual master, if he has to eternal mean, there should be no break. I take diksha today. There should be no break. Not that, he falls down sometime and then comes back and then, this is not diksha-guru. Diksha-guru is, see, before 1977, everybody knew Guru is infallible. It was a default understanding within the ISKCON movement.
That is true.
It is only later on all these things have come that Guru can fall down, etc., etc. So there is a whole confusion between Diksha-guru and Shiksha-guru. So one is Janme Janme, Prabhu say. So the next point about Diksha-guru is that it is about the Diksha-guru consuming the karma, taking responsibility for the karma of the disciple. And he takes lock, stock, barrel, entire karma, empties one of all karmic reactions. Because it is very clear from our philosophy that as long as any karma is attached to you, you cannot go back to Godhead.
Krishna also tells in the Bhagavad Gita.
In the Bhagavad Gita also he says.
Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. So until and unless all your papa karma is finished.
Right.
So you cannot even come to the platform of devotional service.
Devotional
service.
Right. So for that, the spiritual master, he takes the responsibility of
Diksha-guru.
This Diksha-guru takes the responsibility of cleansing you of all the karmas. Maybe through holy name, through so many, but all of them are not, all of them are tools given by Srila Prabhupada. And if I am deficient in any of those utilizing or taking advantage of all those tools, like doing a good sadhana, all those things, but deficiency is also covered up by the spiritual master, the Diksha-guru. Because he is responsible.
Like you mentioned about Bilamangal Thakur.
Yes.
In his previous life, he had reached the stage of Bhava Bhakti.
Right.
But did not complete. So next life, Shishjinam Srimatam Gehe, he took birth.
He took birth.
But then deviated.
So,
but then the Diksha-guru did not leave him.
Yes.
The Diksha-guru of his previous life, he spoke through the prostitute and brought him back in line.
Exactly. So, just see how deep is the role. The Vilamangal Thakur's Leela also shows how it is Janme Janme. What is the meaning of Janme Janme? It is not simply some fashion you sing in the morning. It is actually a function. Life after life function. And within one life, there is a Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita. He is continuously giving you timely, stage-wise spiritual realization for growing, for becoming liberated from this world and for getting attached to Krishna. All the nuances of devotional service that we have to learn is taught by Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita. So there is a pin, there's a attached. Here is a Diksha-guru and he is my disciple. It's attached. It's a link. Whereas Shiksha-guru need not be. Shiksha-guru can also have a relationship, continuous relationship. But he need not be. There is no obligation.
Obligation from the side of the Shiksha-guru to either give specific realization to take you to the next stage.
Exactly. He has not promised
or to take
Krishna.
you back to Godhead or to reveal who you are in the spiritual world.
Because after all, it's a task. It's a transcendental task. He is not opted for that. And that is why it is said that you should have one Diksha-guru.
Only one Diksha.
Only one Diksha-guru. You cannot have many Diksha-gurus.
But you can have many Shiksha-gurus.
Many Shiksha-gurus you can have. And Prabhupada clearly says Shiksha-gurus should not give any instruction contrary to
What the Diksha
what the
Gurus.
Diksha-guru is giving. That means see the position of Diksha-guru superior to Shiksha-guru.
So
We
that
cannot
means,
neglect that.
That means in ISKCON, what they have said is Prabhupada is the preeminent Shiksha Gurus, preeminent Shiksha Guru, and there are Diksha Gurus. And Prabhupada says, whatever Diksha Guru says, the Shiksha Guru has to conform with that. So what they are essentially saying is, their Diksha Gurus, they are positioning above Prabhupada. I mean, that's
Correct,
the implication that comes.
Implication that comes. That is the reason why it's a default understanding. If I take Diksha from somebody, it's a default understanding that he is my first link.
First
He
link.
is first person for me in my spiritual life.
He is primary.
Is primary. He is primary. Others are all, and the GBC is reinforcing that by saying Prabhupada is a foundational Shiksha Guru. That means Prabhupada is giving everybody Shiksha in order to help the Diksha Guru to fulfill his task.
So Prabhupada has become the Diksha Guru's assistant.
Yes.
That's in essence what they are saying.
This
That's
is what
very
they are
offensive,
saying.
no?
It's very offensive. Unless Prabhupada has ordered them. If
Unless Prabhupada has ordered.
If Prabhupada has ordered them, fine. Then Prabhupada is not involved. He is not involved. He is a Purva Acharya.
Then
has so many
then he
businesses.
cannot be a preeminent Shiksha link, no?
He cannot be preeminent Shiksha link also. This Diksha Guru should be the preeminent.
So that's what Prabhupada also says in the
Yes.
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yeah.
One Shiksha Guru who gives the maximum number of instruction goes on to become the Diksha Guru.
Diksha Guru.
That's what Prabhupada says in the Chaitanya
Exactly.
Charitamrita.
So,
So they have reversed the roles
they
completely.
reverse the roles.
So one question I have here, Prabhu.
Yeah.
You said that Diksha Guru gives specific realizations, specific instructions for the disciple, for his whatever is required for his progress. He identifies that and gives it. May not be in this lifetime, how many ever lifetime he takes, and even when he goes back to Godhead, even there also. Now, this is an argument which is many times given by the supporters of the unauthorized Diksha Guru system, that if I commit some mistake, I transgress some principle, somebody has to pull my ear, somebody has to pull my shikha and bring me back to the path. So for that, a living guru is needed. So how do we differentiate this? And we see this also, that I'm serving in the temple, there is a temple president, there is a temple commander, I make some mistake, he corrects me. But you're also saying that it's the responsibility of the Diksha Guru to correct.
Yes.
So how are these personalities who for me on as a live activity, I'm doing some service, I make some mistake there, to correct me, to take me on the right path. Where do these two things meet?
You see, that is why Srila Prabhupada, apart from Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashit, he founded an institution. And in that institution, he set up very clear institutional mechanisms of other devotees who will help him in this process of correcting, guiding in practical matters, giving services. And Prabhupada, being a transcendental, spiritual personality, he is not limited by material factors. He operates through his institution mechanism. He operates through his temple president, his temple commander, assistant temple commander, through whatever mechanism he has got, he has set up, which he set up for 11 years on this planet. He made it work also. When he was here also, when there was no guru issue,
Between 1960
yeah, there is no guru issue at all. He was operating as their Diksha Guru.
Yes.
And when he was operating as a Diksha Guru, he completed this particular task of him as a Diksha Guru of all the disciples through the system where sannyasis corrected, temple presidents corrected, senior disciples corrected. So everybody forgets whenever people who give this argument, they forget that this ISKCON institution is Prabhupada's institution, Prabhupada's mechanism. They are limbs of Prabhupada operating to execute his diksha, to take back living entities back to Godhead. The purpose of ISKCON institution is to take all the living entities back to Godhead. And who is a founder acharya? He is a founder acharya.
Yes.
Who set the rules? Who set 4 relative principles? Who set 16 rounds? Who set up the entire system of deity worship? Everything. It is him.
It is Prabhupada.
So who is doing this task? Krishna. Prabhupada only is doing this task.
Through these persons.
Through these persons.
And fact is, none of them can say anything other than what Prabhupada said.
Yes.
So that is also, so that means all of them are working under Prabhupada's instructions, under his guidance.
Exactly.
So that means they are all representing Prabhupada.
So this Prabhupada's institution is also Amsha of Prabhupada. Through that, he is fulfilling his responsibility to Krishna to take the living entities back to Godhead.
And to add to what you are saying, Prabhu, practically also if you see in ISKCON, the diksha-gurus in ISKCON have thousands of disciples. Somebody has 10,000 disciples, somebody has 50,000 disciples, or so they claim. Now, are they going and pulling the ears and shika of each and every of their disciples? It's practically impossible.
Not only practically impossible, they don't even think it is their responsibility.
Not only that, the GBC
does not matter what my disciple is doing, I give diksha and go away.
And in fact, the GBC has passed one resolution that the temple president and the project leaders are responsible for the services of the devotee. And if the spiritual master, the diksha guru of a particular devotee, wants to speak about the services of that devotee, first he has to take permission from the temple president.
When you have a concocted diksha-guru system, you will end up with all kinds of anomalies. All kinds of anomalies. Just like you see now how they authorize, right? They say that there is a GBC resolution.
Yeah.
There's a GBC resolution which says, when the GBC resolution 2004, resolution number 409, very bombastic title, continuing the disciplic succession. Continuing the disciplic succession. When the GBC allows a devotee to take up the service of initiating, it does not thereby endorse him as a Uttamadhikari or a pure devotee. Okay, that's okay then. Or certify his having achieved any specific state of realization. He could be a neophyte also.
He could not even have realized I am not the body.
Rather, the GBC indicates that it has no objection to his initiating disciples within ISKCON.
They are only
still want some control.
They are not even giving no objection. They are only indicating
no objection. It's a play with words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Each prospective disciple, before initiation, should become familiar with the qualification mentioned in Srila Prabhupada's books as those that a spiritual master ought to have, and decide for himself which senior devotee, if any, to approach for initiation.
That means prospective candidate has to figure out who is the manifested representation
of
Nityananda Prabhu or an eternal associate of Radharani, and figure out who of those 100 Diksha Gurus in ISKCON.
Because they themselves cannot say.
So
GBC cannot say. They are telling a new devotee has to decide, I am washing my hands off. You have to decide who is this person, Mahabhagavata, Uttamadhikari, whom you accept as Diksha Guru.
Because tomorrow if he falls down, the GBC can say it's not our fault. You made a mistake and recognize.
Yes. Within this context, the choice of whom to select one spiritual master is ultimately the prospective disciple's own responsibility. This is ridiculous. When we come to ISKCON, we have chosen the spiritual master. Here it says, within this context, the choice of whom to select as one spiritual master. We have come to ISKCON because we have got attracted to Srila Prabhupada as a spiritual master.
Absolutely.
Everybody enters like that.
Yes.
Then their mind is shifted. A new paradigm is put into them. that you have to choose a spiritual master?
By studying Prabhupada's books.
By studying Prabhupada's books. You take Shiksha from Prabhupada and come to me. I'll give you Diksha. I mean, some of these diksha-gurus must be genuinely thinking that this is a service to Srila Prabhupada I have to do. But it is just like that person enthusiastically driving in the road and then creating havoc for society, creating havoc for the father, everybody.
But somebody can say there are devotees in ISKCON who have acted as spiritual master, but they never fell down. They followed all the principles until the end of their life, and some of them may not be there anymore, and some of them may be continuing to be Diksha Guru. They have not broken any of their sannyas principles or regulative principles. They have been following all of that.
You give the same argument. There are so many who have fallen down.
Yeah.
So that means you have to keep watching who does not fall. I mean, take the case. Go from the perspective of prospective disciple. A prospective disciple, how does he guarantee? How does he put his faith? As per the process, the way he puts the faith is because he understands that Guru has ordered him to become Guru. That means the predecessor Acharya, see, the line of Acharya is infallible persons.
Yes.
So that person has certified him to be infallible by virtue of ordering him. Because that is the law of disciplic succession. The law of disciplic succession is that one should be authorized by one's predecessor's spiritual master. And that is, Prabhupada uses the word, one should take initiation from a bona fide spiritual master, coming in disciplic succession. Very important next. Who is authorized by his predecessor spiritual master. This is called Diksha Vidana.
Srimad Bhagavatam,
Bhagavatam, 4th canto,
chapter 8, verse 54.
Exactly. So unless you have this particular kind of an order, a disciple is helpless. He cannot measure by himself. They say, no, you should do pariksha of the to be spiritual master. Arey, you have entered ISKCON after pariksha.
Studying Prabhupada's
Yes, studying Prabhupada's books. Who is Guru? What is Guru? In fact, everything, what is pariksha also he learns from Prabhupada. And then he has already entered. And you create this artificial process of pariksha. Pariksha, that kind of pariksha is required to be careful about association. If you are associating with any senior devotee, you make your assessment. You do pariksha. What is his level of commitment, level of absorption, level of sadhana, level of purity, level of divya gyan. You make your pariksha to everybody. That is a general process to be followed. To take siksha. You have to follow that. But as far as Prabhupada is concerned, once you step into ISKCON, you have concluded that Prabhupada is my spiritual master. You please ask anybody who steps into ISKCON, maybe very, very rare, who has never touched Prabhupada's book, seen some devotee, pulled him in, shaved his head up and put him in the ashram, except for such rare cases. Except for such rare cases, everybody feels that I found my Guru and therefore he comes to ISKCON.
Isn't that true in your life? And
yes,
I can say it's true in my
100%, 100%. There's no doubt about it.
When we came into ISKCON, we read Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada was everything for us. And then we saw this, whole establishment of a diksha-guru system. And we naturally assumed that this is Prabhupada's system. Instruction, and Prabhupada set this up.
That is what changed my paradigm. When I saw the July 9th letter, it changed my paradigm. Otherwise, I was a perfect follower
of the diksha-guru.
Of the diksha-guru system. I used to fight with people. Because at that time, there were many senior god brothers who were fighting against the zonal acharya system.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So,
84 to 87.
Yeah. So I was considered a blue-eyed boy of Jayapataka Swami. Because it's a fact. I was taking the lead in Vyasa Puja. I was taking the lead in glorifying him. I was innocent. I can say now, I was innocent. In the sense that I believed what I saw. I believed what all the big guys in ISKCON said, that we are the present acharyas.
You believed that Prabhupada made them the present acharya.
How can Prabhupada? Prabhupada cannot be wrong. He is appointed these 11 people means, But in 1999, I was shaken when I heard that they were not appointed. And everything fell in place. Why the gurus are falling down fell in place. That is the only thing I could not answer in ISKCON's philosophy. Gurus falling down. And then when I saw this, I understood. They are falling down because they are not authorized by Prabhupada. They are not ordered by Prabhupada. It's not Prabhupada's mistake. How can Prabhupada, I used to wonder, how can Prabhupada make a mistake of appointing these people, some of them homosexual, all this as, you know, as the diksha-guru. In fact, I was offensive to Prabhupada. If that very thought is offensive, or that very doubt is offensive. I had doubt. How could Prabhupada could have appointed them? Because we were pushed into believing that they were appointed by default. Because as you said, you come into ISKCON, you believe everybody, at least the leaders are following what Prabhupada has said.
So did you ask Jayapataka Swami whether he was appointed by Prabhupada as an Acharya, Guru?
I did ask him.
What was his response?
You see, first time I read July 9th letter was when I went to Delhi for temple inauguration.
1998.
1998.
The east of Kailash temple.
Right, east of Kailash. So I went there, and then we were all, temple presidents were all accommodated in a hotel, and 2-3 people were in one, TPs were in one room. So at that time
you were there with the other 2-3 temple presidents.
2-3 other temple presidents. So at that time, you know, some discussion came up, and somebody said that they were never appointed. I challenged them. What are you talking? 11 people were appointed by Prabhupada. That was my belief, strong belief. Then they said, no. But the other TP who was said, one was Yeshomati Nandan, another was Adridharan Prabhu. They both were signaling each other. Hey, he is a guru man. We'll get kicked out. Kind of eye exchange were going on. Okay. Don't discuss further.
With you?
With me. But I was curious. When they saw curiosity, they couldn't help telling me. So I was told that, why don't you check the, you have laptop? Yes. Folio. You check July 9th. So I typed July 9th. I saw this letter. So I told them, there is a letter, there is an appointment tape. After this, where Prabhupada has appointed these 11 people as gurus.
Because then, you had been told that.
Yes. And
in 87 around.
87, that. Yes. So they got emboldened. So Yeshomati Nandan Prabhu told me that I bet you any amount. You can produce one letter or one tape after this appointing these 11 people. It doesn't exist, he said. I shook up. So that very same morning it happened. So
this
we
was
all
in the morning.
It was in the morning. All of us are moving towards the inauguration.
Oh, you were walking for the inauguration of the Delhi temple?
No, it happened in the hotel room.
Okay.
Then we are going
then from
towards,
there you went
to Delhi temple in the cab, and we went there. And then all Pratishtha was over. Then my mind is reeling with this whole thing. And then, and then lunchtime. In the lawn, we were all having lunch. So I couldn't wait to ask Jayapataka Maharaj. So I asked him.
Jayapataka Maharaj was also there?
Yes, he was also there for inauguration. So I asked him, Maharaj, is there an appointment tape or a letter after this July 9th letter? He was taken aback. He was going on, continuing to eat without answering. You are coming to Mayapur, we'll discuss, he said. All right. Next day, actually, I was going to Mayapur.
Okay.
Next day, I was going because it was his Vyasa Puja day.
Gaur Purnima after
Ram Navami.
After Ram Navami.
Day after Ram. Okay. So I was going there. So I went there. And there also, on the Vyas Puja day,
Vyas Puja of
evening,
Jayapataka.
Jayapataka Swami, on the eve of Vyas Puja, in the Mayapur Park, all this, drama, everything they enact for the pleasure of Jayapataka Maharaj, the
Maharaj.
disciples,
Guru Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj. So they used to do all that. And I went and sat at his feet. He was sitting in the Vyasasana in the park, sat at his feet. Curtains are not open, there is still time. So I asked him that, is there any order or letter or anything? Then he told me, why you put your mind in all this? All this Ritvik, he said, Ritvik stuff.
He said,
Ritvik stuff.
you have not brought up about Ritvik anything yet.
Said Ritvik stuff. You know how many devotees have bitten dust taking up this Ritvik thing? Be careful, he told me. So he was not answering me. I got up. Quietly I went. I packed up my bag. Next day morning is Vyas Puja. And the leader, every year, who takes the lead in bombastic celebration.
Okay.
Whole Mayapur temple hall, all full flowers, this thing, all kinds of things. 1008 preparations, organizing, everything,
You are the leading,
I'm the
leading coordinator.
Leading coordinator. So, I just packed my stuff and came away to Calcutta and Bangalore.
Then what happens to them?
Everybody was searching for me. And in those days, there were no mobiles. So they were trying to call me this way, that way. Then I reached Bangalore. I know what happened that year's Vyas Puja.
Somebody else
would have done. And not only that, Vyas Puja, and then, usually I carry a big check, Vyas Puja offering to Guru.
Guru Dakshina.
Guru Dakshina. I used to carry a big check. That check also I brought back. But I was in a very disturbed state.
Basically, you are completely
Completely shaken up, because I have invested so much of my faith in the fact that he is authorized by Srila Prabhupada. It is not that I saw any great inspiration like Prabhupada felt about, like disciples felt about Prabhupada. I was following the principles in the book and applied it on him.
That's what happens with everybody in ISKCON.
Yes. And anytime any principles that you see in Prabhupada's book, you see in him apparently contradicting. You will only think that my eyes are defective.
True.
This is a nature of faith.
Yeah.
I am defective, therefore I am seeing these mistakes in him.
I need to be purified.
And in this way, life goes on. Life went on for several years. So I am just saying that I know the experience of being misled. On the default thinking that the system they are following is Prabhupada's system. And when that crashed, everything crashed. Not because I saw that something is fallen down or this or that, or he is spiritually weak or anything. That was not the reason for me to give up my connection with him as the diksha-guru. When you find out that this is a deception, then I gave him the due respect of what he is due. He is a Ritvik.
That's what Prabhupada appointed him. Prabhupada never authorized him to become a guru.
So even today, fact is a fact. I have respect for him as Ritvik, irrespective of what he thinks. See, if somebody gives you a baton, you pass it on to somebody else. You can pass on what baton he has given you. Right? Not more than that. Similarly, he was authorized to be the Ritvik. He may imagine he is giving me diksha, but it is not his diksha. It is Prabhupada's diksha I got. That is the reason why many people ask, hey, why you rejected him? Why you are still Madhu Pandit Dasa? Why didn't you take initiation from Prabhupada directly?
And change your name.
Change your name. Why should I? Because I got from a bona fide Ritvik.
Yeah, true.
Only my understanding has to change.
Absolutely.
My understanding has to change that he was only a formal initiator. Prabhupada appointed him as officiating Acharya to officiate on his behalf.
Over formal initiation.
Over formal initiation. In other words, many people also say that, you see, they instead of being very accurate about what actually Ritvik is, they loosely say, oh, this is some concorded system, they say some priest. Ritvik is a priest. But actually Ritvik has a priest called Hota.
Who does the fire
sacrifice.
Yes.
He is a priest. Ritvik is an overall coordinator of the entire system by which the Yajaman of the Yajna gets the benefit
of that Yajna.
What is the Yajna? The Yajna is the initiation system. So the initiation system is coordinated. Top of that initiation system is the Ritvik. Especially if you see July 9th letter, start by saying that for purpose of first and second initiation, Srila Prabhupada, that means that order is for within the institution how to first carry on first and second initiation.
Yes. That was the question also on May 28th.
May 28th also. That came the answer, officiating Acharyas I will appoint, not Acharyas.
Actually, I would like to add to this, Prabhu, a little deviation. The background of that May 28th question, why they put it like that? How will initiations be conducted in the future when you are no longer with us?
Particularly.
Particularly. They could have asked Prabhupada, who is going to be the next diksha-guru? Or they could have asked Prabhupada, who is your successor? Or they could have asked Prabhupada, who will give initiations after you? But they said, what is the procedure for conducting first and second initiations?
Particularly when you are no longer.
Why did they frame it like that? Because Tamal Krishna Maharaj in 1980 said, Prabhupada was saying that he wanted to appoint Ritviks. So we all got together, the GBC, we all got together and we decided, let us ask Prabhupada how this Ritvik thing is going to work out and whose disciples are they? Are they your disciples or our disciples? So already Prabhupada had thought over and he had already spoken about it that I'm going to appoint Ritviks. And that is how the GBC went discussed on May 28th and took that question to Prabhupada.
That is why the word Ritvik came out of Tamal Krishna first.
Immediately. The moment Prabhupada said officiating
Acharya, he is translating it because he has heard about it before.
Already. But those tapes are not there.
Those tapes are missing.
Are missing.
So he say Ritvik Acharya?
Ritvik, yes.
Ritvik, yes. They are not Acharyas.
They are Ritviks.
They are officiating
Acharyas.
That means they are officiating the Acharya. Acharya is Prabhupada.
Yes.
In the word officiating Acharya, that Acharya means Prabhupada.
Correct.
So they are officiating on his behalf.
Yes.
Okay. Physically, they are officiating to give diksha and make disciples for Srila Prabhupada.
So like you said, Prabhupada is the Yajman, temple president is the Hota, and the Ritvik is above the Hota. He is the person who actually accepts the disciple on behalf of Prabhupada.
Right.
Prabhupada mentions that in the July 9th order. By chanting on the beads, the Ritvik accepts the disciple on behalf of Prabhupada.
Yes, they are disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C.
Bhaktivedanta Swami
Srila Prabhupada.
And earlier in 1971 or so, Prabhupada in one letter explains also what is the significance of the Ritvik chanting on the beads. Prabhupada says when you chant on the beads, that is binding the disciple eternally with the spiritual master. and they will be my disciples, not yours.
Yes.
So that's how the Ritvik
And
accepts
your chanting will be as good as my chanting on
by
those
chanting
beats.
on those beats. So that is how the Ritvik accepts the disciple on behalf of Prabhupada, and he connects the disciple to Prabhupada as his diksha-guru by chanting on the beats.
Yes.
So this is the specific, very exclusive function of the Ritvik. It's not just like a priest.
Right. See, after the July 9th letter, then debate began in my mind with others, everything. Then May 28th conversation started coming into picture.
This
May
you are
28th.
saying after that 1998.
After that confrontation.
Yes.
Initial confrontation
With Jayapataka Swami.
with Jayapataka Swami. Then May 28th conversation, I started seeing that. And then, in the end, Prabhupada says, a disciple of my disciple, when I order. I said,
He becomes grand disciple.
He becomes grand disciple.
He becomes regular guru when I order.
See, there he is talking about Ritvik, officiating Acharya. In the end, he is talking, of course, when I order is there. When I order, grand disciple, he is talking. So, at that time also, you see, I was not very
Accurate.
alert and accurate to understand the difference between the
Initiator
principle,
and official.
intent and order.
Okay. These three which we
These
began
three,
on.
the realization which came out later,
Hmm.
it is not at that time. So there was a confusion for me. In the same conversation, both are there. It's a fact. In the same conversation, both are there.
Both are there.
Disciple of my disciple, grand disciple, every possible words are there to get confused in that.
Yes.
But out of all that, what came out so clearly to me, where I became uncompromising was, they went prepared with the question, no doubt that it is particularly
When
when you are no longer with us is a question.
Yes.
And for that question, officiating Acharya Prabhupada replied.
True.
So I thought at least the GBC should have called these gurus as officiating Acharyas.
Or Ritviks.
Understanding may be different. Leave. Let them call them as gurus. At least follow strictly the
Order.
words that has come out of the spiritual master. After me, future, everybody will be officiating Acharyas.
They will not be diksha-gurus.
No, even let's say they call themselves diksha-gurus also. At least partial obedience would be, I don't want to, Prabhupada told future people are called officiating Acharyas. They may think that they are diksha-gurus. They may not use the word diksha-gurus. Officiating Acharya they may use. Their understanding will be officiating Acharyas are diksha-gurus. At least that much obedience is there.
At least partial obedience would have
Partial obedience is there. That obedience would have put everybody to put a big question why they are not calling themselves diksha-guru. Why officiating Acharya? It would have aroused curiosity.
Absolutely.
And it would have brought about change in ISKCON. Long back, it would have brought about change in ISKCON.
Yes.
So, this was another very, July 9th letter is one. On May 28th conversation, the question that, and further later on, I more dug into it and realized that the GBC met before and drafted this particular, it is not simply question asked by Tamal Krishna Maharaj. On behalf of GBC, these questions were drafted and gone to Prabhupada, 5-6 of them.
Yes.
So it was question was a result of a GBC meeting, which is there in the GBC minutes.
Yes. May 28th.
May 28th. And then they went and asked this question. So why do you say that it is only a temporary? When Prabhupada was only, their only explanation is what? It's a temporary system. Stopgap system because Prabhupada was not keeping well. So he introduced this system. But that's not what the GBC question and what is the answer given by Prabhupada. It cannot digest this, that it is only a temporary system.